And we're back, folks. I'm here with Cory and Lance. Not Pacer, but we'll it's just the long flowing locks.
Yeah.
They're so similar. Yeah, I mean, sure, this guy, I guess.
They never.
Greater locks than mine.
So that last game in particular was awesome, guys.
Thank you.
Like, props to both of you. I think you guys played it really well.
Yeah.
And it was super entertaining for us to watch.
Both of those games were crazy. Like,
Yeah,
even on
yeah.
the first one, I had the brain trust in. I didn't think he could get enough to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And when he did that access, the only 2 agendas left in my deck was the priority wreck and then 1 fetal, which would have killed him if he would have grabbed
right.
it.
Yeah.
Well, and so that's Pacer and I spent a good 10 minutes talking about this throughout that game, is that you over-advanced that brain trust, which
Yeah.
I, of course, love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it ended up saving you 7 credits for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And so his argument is that the tempo slowed you down, and that with turntable out, it was really dangerous.
I mean,
And so once you scored the priority, it was fine.
yeah. I mean, I guess the thing on it, though, is like I don't know if I had the priority wreck at the time that I did it.
No,
So-
you scored brain trust first.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
And the
I
question is
can't
whether we
remember
had
if
the
I had the
priority in
agenda in my
hand.
hand when I
Yeah.
over-advanced the brain trust, because I
Okay.
don't think I did.
Right. And
And
so at
then
that point, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And so for us, it was we saw you score the priority wreck.
Yeah.
And then on your turn, you drew 2 cards to get the next brain trust.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big risk, right? Because you're cutting down the density in the R&D.
I mean, I guess so, but then I knew that, like,
That if it
it
was
was,
the
a
fetal,
brain trust, a
Right.
fetal, or a priority wreck was all I had left.
Yeah,
And so if I got the brain trust, I could just blind install it.
right.
And
know
then
that
he
you
was
can't
on
really get
0
in. Yeah,
credits.
he couldn't get back in there.
So even if he opus 3 times,
Sure.
he wouldn't have enough to get all the way back
Yeah.
in.
So he had to
so-
go R&D.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I was like, if I get it and I drew the brain trust, I threw it in. And I was just like, well, if he gets it. And then he
Yeah.
R&Ds and out of,
Yeah.
I want to say there was maybe like 10 cards left in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Maybe.
wasn't many.
And
Not
it was a fetal that kills him and and the priority wreck that wins
Yeah.
him the game.
Yeah. That was.
So-
I mean, it was close. Either way, at first we thought, you have a Magnum. Magnum's super
Yeah.
strong. I assume you saw that pretty early in the draft, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You always want to sort of
Yeah.
prioritize those.
Probably about mid draft or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we thought for sure you sort of had solid control of the deck.
Yeah.
But he put you under a lot of pressure there.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
So what do you? What was your response? How did you think
It
you
was
needed to go for it?
It was pretty much just drawing my deck and looking for the right breakers
Right.
at the time. Really, it was getting really expensive at the beginning of the game, and just trying to find stuff to actually play was part of the problem too.
Right.
Yeah,
Makes
like
sense.
it seemed like you were struggling a little bit to get some good breakers. Like that
Yeah.
stem hack was like awesome.
Yeah,
Like the planned assault into the stem hack. Like at first I was just like, he's gonna stem hack, and then you were like planned assault, and I was like, he's gonna plan assault for the stem hack. It's like he's
Yeah.
got the stem hack. But
And
then like the
with
drive
exactly enough credits. To
by,
steal.
the drive by on the ash
That was huge.
yeah, it was big because me putting the ash back, like if I could
It
have
was a
kept the
whole
ash
turn.
on the server, because between ash and red herrings, I was like,
Yeah, it's pretty much done. You can't do anything after
Yeah,
that.
I think that sort of turned it. Like
Yeah.
that sort of, I mean, obviously pulling the agenda
Yeah.
won you the game, but I think because you spent an entire turn internsing
yeah.
to get it back in, and
Yeah,
was wasted.
yeah, I know. It was just like 2
And,
clicks. to
Yeah,
get
2
rid of
clicks
it.
for a corp is a lot worse than 2 clicks for a runner.
But it's one of those. There's been like 2 times, I guess, in this event,
Yeah.
like 2 random criminal cards.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
I had an inside job in my very first game, and I was just like,
Yep, I remember that.
Does he have just an inside job?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, oh, he's got it. Cool. And he's got enough money to pay.
And that's and I think that's sort of the beauty of draft, right? Is is a lot of people are running these sort of one-ofs that maybe in a standard deck you're never playing because it's
So
harder.
I just want to say how amazing DDoS is.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
card
Yeah.
was phenomenal in every single matchup. And in draft, when you're playing pretty much like a headlock build
Yep.
with like vamp and all that stuff like that,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Like my runner didn't lose the game all day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
But,
it could be essentially Anarch's inside job.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy good.
But let's talk about the second game a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that was nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I got to say, you showed a lot of composure
Yeah.
because you had Nisei in hand for the
like-
entire game.
Yeah,
virtually.
pretty much the entire game.
And you were so patient and slow. It felt like he could get in everywhere.
Right.
So how were you so patient and slow? Like, how did you?
It was
were
pretty
okay
much,
with that?
yeah, just managing the fact that pretty much I knew for a fact that he had whatever he had to get into whatever I had,
Right.
be it like test run FEM or, retrieval run FEM or something like
Right.
that. But I just really just took it one step at a time and gain credits.
Right. Try to get him to bounce around to different servers. Right. That makes sense. Yeah. And so we didn't think you could lose when you were just locking R&D, and then you drew the Gila. And so we knew there was we knew there was still one more. I assume it was in archives. There was one more.
Yeah, there was a 3-1 in archives.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, because I was sitting there trying to math out the agendas.
Right, exactly.
Like, trying to figure out,
you knew you would not see like 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, and so I figured at that point when I just did the 1 to run, I was like, well, there's got to be one in archives, so maybe he'll res it, and it's not a dangerous ice. And then he res the Eli, and I watched his money go down, and I was just like, well, then it took a while for me to think, like, does he have a second June bug? Is this a trap, or?
And you decided it was worth running that rather than accessing the last card or 2 in R&D.
I just didn't feel like R&D had it. Like, I got to the point, like, I don't know. I just had a thing I just didn't think it was there. I felt like it was somewhere else, and it was easy just to pressure elsewhere. Like, I had cards, I could survive. Like, I think I had enough in my hand. If it was a snare or whatever, it was June Bucky kills me. Congratulations. Yeah. So but I just couldn't risk because it was at the point where he just like had the motioned out card, and I was just like,
fair. So we actually also noticed the very last turn when you subliminal.
Yeah.
It gives you 3 clicks left. So if you take a credit, advance, you score that future perfect.
Yeah,
Did you just not reel that?
No, I didn't realize that. I was trying to also play a game where I was trying to
about
think.
The fam and like.
Yeah, not only that, I was just trying to play a game where maybe he thought it was like a part of June Bug and would like run on my hand or R&D or something too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it was close.
I definitely could have used that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Subliminal was a great draft card.
Yeah, I think it.
I used it in all mine. Yeah,
really
no, I didn't think about that with the Subliminal. I mean, I didn't see it, I guess, until you played it. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, regardless, great game, great games there.
Yeah.
The end was fireworks.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that from you guys. Really good play. Anything you think you would change for next time? In terms of draft strategy or anything?
No, I mean, draft is really something you have to kind of think on the fly about.
As it goes,
you have to take cards that you think that would be good in your deck, and just cards that are good in general, honestly.
Right. Well, I think we're gonna start wrapping it up. I got one more thing.
Kevin and Cory are tied on some prestige and strength of schedule. So
Interesting. Okay,
Sweet.
so we just found out. You may remember round 1, Kevin and Cory played. They split. Round 2, I mentioned to you that everyone had split except Cory, because he's a jerk. And so our good friend Lance here did everyone the favor of destroying Cory this round. Which means Cory and Kevin are tied across the board on everything. So it'll be a coin flip unless they want to, play a side game or play a game for it.
Fist fight.
Cory wants to get beat up by an older gentleman, and I would pay to watch that. So we'll come back with some wrap up and let you know how that gets resolved. We could do another live coin flip. Last time that happened, I nearly killed someone with a large pirate coin.
Wow.
But I'm down. I'm down to do that. And then we'll wrap up.
Oh, great.
So I don't know if we want to go to a preview screen real quick while we set that up. But then we'll be back with wrap up and maybe the coin flip too. So stick with us for just half a second more.